5 बजे के आसपास छत गिरा। हम लोग वहाँ से भागे तो छत के ऊपर से कुछ गिरा, मेरे सर पे लग गया, हमारा सर फट गया सर।
आपने बोला कि आप भागे, मतलब कि खुशकिस्मती की बात है कि आप गाड़ी के अंदर नहीं थे। अगर आप गाड़ी के अंदर होते तो शायद हालात कुछ और होते।
जी सर बिल्कुल, हम गाड़ी में होते तो आज यहाँ पे नहीं होते, क्योंकि हमारी गाड़ी के ऊपर ही जो छत का पिलर है वो गाड़ी के बीचों बीच गिर गया था। हम गाड़ी से बाहर ही थे, तब बच गए आज।
एक चीज़ मेरे को बताइए संतोष, जब आप वहाँ पे गए तो बहुत भारी बारिश हो रही थी, वो जो छज्जा था, वो जो छत थी, उस पर जो पानी था बहुत बह रहा था। आपको कहीं भी ये शक हुआ कि कुछ खराबी है और कहीं पे लापरवाही बढ़ती जा रही है जिस पे ध्यान नहीं दिया जा रहा था?
जी सर, मैं वहाँ पे गया तो ऐसा नहीं लग रहा था कि वो गिरेगा। वहाँ से छत के ऊपर से वो पानी टपक रहा था। टपक क्या रहा था, काफ़ी बारिश हो रही थी तो पानी बहुत ज़्यादा मात्रा में उस पे छत के ऊपर से गिर रहा था। तो हम लोग वहाँ पे खड़े होकर वीडियो बना रहे थे, क्योंकि हमें पता नहीं था कि ऐसा हादसा होने वाला है यहाँ पे। तो सर फिर कुछ देर के बाद हम लोग खड़ा होकर, 2 ड्राइवर थे, हम नेवी के ड्यूटी में थे, तो हम 2 ड्राइवर आपस में बात कर रहे थे। तब तक एकाएक वहाँ से आवाज़ आई धड़ाम से एकदम गिरने की। वहाँ से भागे तो फिर वहाँ से भागे तो छत के ऊपर से कुछ गिरा, सर फट गया।
मेरा आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये होगा संतोष कि आपको लगता है कि लापरवाही हुई है और इसमें जवाबदेही होनी चाहिए?
जी सर बिल्कुल, लापरवाही हुई है, इसमें जवाबदेही होनी चाहिए।
सज़ा मिलनी चाहिए जिसकी भी मतलब ये जिम्मेदारी थी देखरेख करने की? जी
सर बिल्कुल सज़ा मिलनी चाहिए, क्योंकि आज हम मरते मरते बच गए। फिर हम 1-2 महीने के बाद ठीक हो जाएंगे, फिर ड्यूटी जाएंगे वहाँ पे एयरपोर्ट। हम ड्राइवर हैं, हमारा आना जाना वहाँ पे लगा रहेगा। आज बच गए, कल कुछ भी हो सकता है।
Custody with the SIT in the Karnataka sleaze gate scandal ends today. He was taken into custody following a warrant from the 42nd ACMM court in connection with the 4th FIR against him. Prajwal is scheduled for another appearance before the 42nd ACMM court today, with the SIT unlikely to seek further custody. Odisha Chief Minister Mohan Charan Majhi, along with his deputies Kanakvardhan Singh Dev and Pravati Parita, visited Sadaiv Atal in Delhi to pay tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee as a part of his visit to Delhi. Five police officers, including a deputy superintendent, were injured in an attack by a mob during an anti-encroachment drive in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua district. The incident occurred in the Nagri area of Hiranagar during the demolition of an illegally built place of worship. Now, local resistance turned violent, leading to the assault on the police. Reinforcements were dispatched to restore order. CBI searched 7 locations in Gujarat in the NEET UG paper leak case. Operation targeted suspects in Anand, Kheda, Ahmedabad and Godhra. 6 FIRs have been registered to far across multiple states. 3 people were killed with 1 injured in an explosion in a firecracker factory near Satur in the Virudhunagar district. While the injured are being treated at a government hospital, investigations are underway to find the cause of the explosion. All right, viewers, we have breaking news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir right now. Now, sources tell Republic TV that Pakistan has opened fire at the line of control in the Krishna Ghati sector of Poonch district. An incident is reported last night from around 10:50 p.m. Indian Army also fired some rounds to rule out the possibility. These were speculative rounds to rule out the possibility of infiltration. And Indian Army troops are now maintaining the highest level of alertness on the line of control after Pakistan's mischief. So that's the latest update we have right now. Viewers, remember there have been increased deployment of the forces and anti-terror operations have been underway in the wake of back-to-back terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. And now, sources tell us that last night there was Pakistan open firing at the line of control in Poonch district. And my colleague Gursimran Singh joins us live on the broadcast from more. Gursimran, tell us more about this piece of information that is coming in. We understand that Pakistan opened fire at the LOC on the 28th of June.
Yes, on the 28th of June, that is what we are getting to know, that at around 10:50 in the night, Pakistan opened round. More than 2 dozen rounds were fired from the Pakistani side. That is what we are getting to know from our sources within the Jammu and Kashmir police and also within the Indian Army. That Pakistani fire was given a reply by the Indian side, but it was limited to the speculative fire only, as the Indian Army ensured that there is no infiltration of the terrorists, because what it was presumed that the Pakistan has opened fire to facilitate the infiltration of the terrorists into the Indian territory. Reason being that we have seen time and again Pakistan trying to push their terrorists, and also many of their attempts have been successful. 5 terrorists have been neutralized in last 50. In view, the Indian Army troops were on the alert. They also retaliated with a speculative fire to ensure that there is no infiltration into the
India's own territory. It was somewhere a 30 minutes entire incident that was reported, and since then there has been a calm on the line of control in the Krishna Ghati sector of the Poonch, and the Indian Army is maintaining the highest level of alertness. We spoke to some of the senior officials in the Jammu and Kashmir police as well. They have also confirmed to us the incident that has taken place, and they have said that the troops on ground as well as on the LOC and on hinterland, they are maintaining the highest level of alertness, keeping in view the recent mischiefs of the Pakistan, wherein they are trying to push as many terrorists as they can into the Indian territory. But this comes a serious concern for the Indian side, because Pakistan, which on the book says that they are abiding by the ceasefire agreement that was reached upon by the militaries of both the sides in February 2000.
All right, thanks so much, Gursimran Singh, joining us with those latest inputs coming in on Pakistan reportedly opening fire at the line of control last night. And now, viewers, remember there have been back-to-back terror attacks in the valley, and after which the Amarnath Yatra security has been beefed up, and it kickstarts today. There are 2 routes that have been adopted for this for the Amarnath Yatra, and it is the Pahalgam route, and the other is the Noonwar Pahalgam route, and the other is the Baltal track. And of course, there is a heavy deployment of security forces for the same. Here's a ground report to know more.
Yes, the first batch of Amarnath Yatra today has been flagged out by DC Anantnag. He's being accompanied by SSP Anantnag, and one can see the Yatris in full zeal and enthusiasm, because they will be taking the Yatra, which is more than 40 kilometers, and this Yatra will be covered in around 4 days. So one can see in all age groups, the devotees have assembled, because they will be taking the route of, from here, the Nunwan base camp. They will be taking the route of Chandanwadi, Shishnag, and further to up to this Amarnath cake, because this is one of the traditional routes of the Amarnath Yatra, because this Yatra will be, this batch will complete its Yatra in the 4 days. So one can see the devotees have been lined up for their turn, and some of them will also board the vehicle, some will board take the pony ride to reach the cave. So these are the arrangements that comes from the J&K administration, where the security part is taken care by the Jammu and Kashmir police.
Right, now we shift our focus to the space. Viewers, remember it's Sunita Williams, the Indian origin astronaut, and Butch Wilmore, who are actually right now reportedly stuck in space. Well, what has happened is that there is a Starlink spacecraft that had a liftoff on the 5th of June, but now it seems that return is delayed. Now, what is the cause behind this? Well, let's get you this report.
The vehicle at station is in good shape. I want to make it very clear that Butch and Sunny are not stranded in space. Our plan is to continue to return them on Starliner and return them home at the right time. We'll have a little bit more work to do to get there for the final return, but they're safe on space station. Their spacecraft is working well, and they're enjoying their time on the space station.
Right, we was now RSS researcher and political analyst Ratan Sharda's article in The Organizer has created quite a stir. Well, this is an article that was titled Course Correction, and for the first time after that article, he has now opened up, he has broken his silence, and he has answered some of the sharpest questions asked by Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, all the answers that the entire nation wants to know. Take a listen to this excerpt from the interview.
You think that you are telling me all this public conversation was wrong? You think there was no attempt at taking on or publicly criticizing the Prime Minister?
Let me complete. He talked about...
And was that not unfair to the Prime Minister?
No, tell me.
Was that not unfair to the Prime Minister?
Tell me, was the opposition very responsible what he said? So if you pick up what Mohanji said, fits equally well to opposition parties. It fits.
But he did not specify opposition?
He didn't specify anybody. He will not specify anybody. He said opposition also dragged us in. He clearly said that we also were dragged into election with fake news. He said that, right?
No, but he did not say the Congress did the fake news.
No,
he did not make a single. He did not make a single reference. He did not make a single reference to the Congress, which has accused the RSS of being a fascist.
It only proves my point.
Fascist Nazi type organization.
It only proves my point that he did not name Congress. Why do you want him to name BJP?
Why play with words?
You are naming BJP.
Why play with words?
Mohan Bhagwat.
Why play
you
with
are playing.
Words?
It is not play with words.
Was this an attempt at a motherly? Was this an attempt at a motherly reprimand of the BJP by the RSS?
See, for that they have enough time to talk to each other in private. No, he want to speak.
Wouldn't this look like an ego war between the RSS and the BJP?
Why?
Relevance.
They are 10 years they are together. For 10 years they worked together. In Ram Mandir, he was sitting next to Modi ji for the inaugural, right? And he complimented Modi ji continuously all these years that for the work he has done. Why would you come in public to tell him
That's exactly my point, that 10 years you've worked together. Why immediately after the results come out, you start chiding the BJP openly?
Again you are saying this.
You're chiding the BJP openly?
Again saying.
All the elections the BJP won, the RSS never said well done. One election the BJP does a little less than expected. The RSS stands up and see, don't be arrogant, don't choose the wrong people, don't have the wrong alliances, don't speak the wrong language. It's like a motherly reprimand.
No.
Motherly reprimand.
You yourself said he didn't name Congress. So why are you assuming he named BJP? It's for you to judge, no?
No, it was a conjunction. It was Mohan Bhagwat, Indresh Kumar, and the gentleman sitting in front of me, Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda said something, and after that, Indresh Kumar. Oh, by the way, Indresh Kumar.
He withdrew statement.
Indresh Kumar comes and says.
He withdrew statement in the.
No. But what did he say? Withdrawal.
He did not withdraw his statement.
Withdrawal is not the issue. Withdrawal is not the issue. No, it's not the issue. No, he said, Indresh Kumar said,
I am not responsible.
Indresh Kumar, no, you are not responsible. But उन्होंने क्या कहा? जिस पार्टी ने भगवान राम की भक्ति की, लेकिन अहंकारी हो गए, फिर अहंकार, लेकिन अहंकारी हो गए, उसे 241 पे रोक दिया. किसने रोका? या तो भगवान ने रोका या आरएसएस ने रोका. हालांकि वो सबसे बड़ी पार्टी बनी और जिन लोगों का राम में कोई विश्वास नहीं था, उनके एक साथ मिलकर भी उनको 234 पर रोक दिया. Now the question is not that he later went on to backtrack this comment. Because let me explain to you what it says. He says, again the reference is to ahankar. Ahankar, viewers, means arrogance, means pride, means, sort of self-aggrandizement. Now, my question to Ratan Sharda ji is, and he's avoiding this question, is, I don't think all of this is accidental. Mr. Arrogance, ego, self-reflection. You were arrogant, you were egoistic, you must self-reflect, you must introspect. That's why you were stopped. A true sevak is never arrogant. A true saver never uses bad language. You chose your alliances wrongly.
You repeating the same argument twice over will not change the comments. You want me to read my arguments again?
Why was this?
It's waste of time.
No, but why was this going on and on?
But when Indresh ji withdraws his statement or he makes a new statement, he should pick up that statement, no?
Why? Why should the second statement must have been made under pressure?
What is under pressure? He is himself.
There must have been a call from the BJP saying, please don't embarrass us in public.
He himself is a senior leader for years together.
Yeah, but the fact is
so why would he withdraw the statement? Because somebody said...
Maybe all of you felt that you went overboard in your initial reactions, castigating the BJP.
No, not at all. I still believe I as a well-wisher what I said about BJP is right. It is for you to draw the conclusion. I know that I have got phones from BJP workers and leaders who said what you said is right. We should relook.
with over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
You must be often left wondering through the week that many issues that register in your mind as important are lost as a blip in the daily grind. I'm going to help you. Pick up those issues, untangle them, dissect the politics behind them, and ultimately give you a broad sweep, a deep dive.
Induction of RSS abusers, you spoke about this. Induction of congressmen who had actively promoted the bogey of saffron terror and persecuted Hindus, who called 2611 RSS ki sajish and branded the RSS as a terrorist organization, became BJP leaders without as much of a regret note that they had made a mistake. Who are you talking about? Name the person. No, kya hai?
I put the name.
No, tell me who is the person.
This person later, after the article of 4 days, he released a regret letter from BJP letterhead from BJP headquarters, Kripa Shankar Singh. He said, I made a mistake, and I was influenced by Digvijay Singh, and they said that there is a long letter he has sent. So he released the letter. So when you express your opinion, somebody listens.
But you thought that was a mistake. It was a terrible mistake, wasn't it? That why do you think the BJP did it? I was also wondering, why did the BJP go all out to get people who he thought was winnable or was adding numbers in individual constituencies?
Now, whether he's winnable or not, that would be BJP
or adding
ground report. I wouldn't know.
He thought it would hurt others.
Naturally, these are the kind of people who lost elections.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV. It's 5:30 p.m. And on Versus, ladies and gentlemen, the show's called Versus each evening at 5:30 p.m. We look at the recent paper leak controversy, and a fallout of the paper leak controversy has been the opposition picking up this issue of NEET. M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, now feels that it's time to abolish NEET. In fact, it's not a new demand. It's been a long-standing demand of his party that there is no need for the NEET examination. MK Stalin has used this paper leak issue to escalate the debate. He wants a full-fledged debate in Parliament. The Indie bloc is asking for it, but they're not allowing a debate in the first place. Now, at the end of it, the ones who lose out eventually are the students, ladies and gentlemen. In India today, if 1 million students apply for the NEET examination, just around 50 to 60,000 of them are chosen. And the cost of medical education in private institutions can range anywhere between 50 lakhs to 5 crore rupees. And that's the reality. So is scrapping NEET the solution that the opposition feels is the way out? Or is a debate the permanent and only solution for the students of India and to improve India's medical infrastructure and the medical setup in India? There needs to be a larger debate. Here's where we stand today amid the paper leak. There is a demand by MK Stalin has written to about 8 chief ministers asking for their support in scrapping NEET. Here's the story and then the face-off.
Nationwide uproar on the streets. In Delhi, ruckus and disruption in Parliament.
मैं पीड़ित हूं, मैं अचंभित हूं। भारतीय संसदीय परंपरा इतनी गिर जाएगी कि प्रतिपक्ष के नेता वेल में आएंगे, डिप्टी लीडर वेल में आएंगे।
In Tamil Nadu, the assembly has passed a resolution against the NEET exam. Not just that, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin has written a letter to Prime Minister Modi and 8 chief ministers to skip the medical entrance exam NEET. The opposition is riding on the anger of the students.
ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जो अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भाग रहे हैं। ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जो युवाओं की आवाज़ नहीं सुन पा रहे हैं और युवाओं की जो तकलीफ़ है उसको सुनने को तैयार नहीं है। ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जिनको जब नीट की पूरी कार्रवाई सामने आई थी, नीट के बच्चों ने आकर कहा था किस तरीके से 67 टॉपर्स बन जाते हैं, किस तरीके से ग्रेस मार्क्स अलॉट कर दिए जाते हैं। वो अपनी लड़ाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट में लड़ते हैं क्योंकि एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर के पास समय नहीं है अपनी राजनीति से। क्या ये बेहद शर्मनाक नहीं है कि आज देश के युवा संसद की तरफ देख रहे हैं कि हमारे सांसद इस बात को उठाएंगे कि हमारी क्या तकलीफें हैं? ये सिर्फ युवाओं की बात नहीं है, देश के फ्यूचर की बात है और वो अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भाग रहे हैं।
The government says that it is ready for a discussion.
उन्होंने कहा जब राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने अभिभाषण में खुद ही जिस प्रसंग पे कांग्रेस उठा रही है उस पे खुद राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने ओर से उल्लेख किया, हाँ देयर आर सम चैलेंजेस, वी हैव टू लुक इनटू दैट, वी हैव टू इरेडिकेट ऑल दिस प्रॉब्लम्स। ये आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण में अभी की इस नीट परीक्षा के बारे में उल्लेख किया।
CBI has intensified its probe in the case, with multiple accused getting arrested from Hazirabad, Latur, and Patna. Banning the NEET exam will only benefit the private organizations. Why use students for political gains?
Joining on Versus this evening, Siddharth Yadav of the BJP. Siddharth Yadav of the BJP versus Kapil Madan, who leans towards the Congress party. So let's begin the face-off. Siddharth Yadav, will you want to begin by acknowledging that there is primarily a problem with the way NEET is structured today? And the reason I'm asking you that question, let's look at the reality, okay? And these are some of the facts as we know it this evening. The entire country is watching what is unfolding in front of us. Point number one, papers are routinely leaked. It's not something new, it's been happening for some time. Point number two, incorrect results being released. Several aspirants have also committed suicide in the past. It's a fact. Point number three, look at the recent example. 67 students get perfect scores against the average of 2 or 3 per year. That's an anomaly. Point number 4. Grace marks awarded to almost about 1,500 students. Reasons appear to be non-transparent, or that's the allegation. Now, the net result of all of this is there is a loss of trust in the NTA. Of course, an investigation is on, arrests are being made. But primarily, would you want to start by saying there is a problem with NEET? Siddharth Yadav.
What I wish to address is that there is a problem with how the examinations in this country were conducted, and definitely there is a requirement for any government, any institution to always keep a check that no examination in this country gets leaked or is compromised. We have seen a long history before even the NTA was introduced, and when all departments and all ministries and everybody used to conduct their own examination for different students, we have seen a series of exams being leaked for over a long period of time. And no action was even taken on that. And that is when a demand for a central agency was even brought about, that there should be one agency, a government agency, which conducts the examination for all such students who are from different streams, which can be streamlined, and we can keep a check and balance in the first place. Now, there is no denial that what has happened in NEET, the government has acknowledged that whatever has happened, strictest of action have to be taken. And we are also seeing that you have been reporting about the same. So many arrests have been happening throughout the country, from north to south, from east to west. The CBI has been handling it. The inquiry is in place. The action has been taken on the NTA itself. And we are committed that whatever leak happened or whatever the compromise was, that has to be fixed. Not just for this, the accountability has to be set up, but we also have to have a mechanism for the future course to happen. But my question is for the opposition as well. When such things happened in Rajasthan, one state where maximum paper leaks happened under the Congress rule, the read happened about the stories of which all of us have heard. So many students committed suicide and so many students were affected. No uproar was there. Now the question to the opposition is, we are welcoming your positive criticism.
Siddharth Yadav.
Go ahead, come out and talk on a consensus for the students. But if you just want a bawal, if you say that we'll have no discussion in the session, we'll have nothing, that I think is not taken. Yes, please.
Siddharth, 1 minute. Siddharth, 1 second. 1 second. See, I'm happy to note that you acknowledge that at least there is a problem. I'm happy to hear that you acknowledge there's a problem. But my problem is you start talking about Rajasthan and talk about Rajasthan where leaks have happened the most. Okay, I'm saying yes, there was a problem in Rajasthan, and yes, you must fix the problem in Rajasthan because your government is in Rajasthan, right? Right now, you should fix the problem, and I'm sure you will address that problem. That's not the issue at hand. That's not the issue at hand. It's like, how yesterday, it was last morning, right, when the T1 roof collapsed. Instead of saying, yes, the roof collapsed, there is a problem, we are investigating. But we would also like to clarify that it happened, that was inaugurated during the UPA rule, and that was not the exact portion of the terminal that was inaugurated by the Prime Minister. You directly went and said, no, it was UPA time. Please, let's come to the subject because it involves over 1 million students. And my question now is to Kapil Madan. Kapil Madan, you're asking for a debate on NEET. The government is not saying, no, we will not have a debate on NEET. I'll tell you what the government has said. The government has said, we will allow a fair and free discussion. And yes, there must be a free and fair discussion. But they're only saying it has to be held within a certain decorum in Parliament. They're not saying no to the debate. So what's the problem? Why don't the opposition leaders behave themselves in Parliament if they are serious on the NEET issue?
Now, Madhav, I heard very patiently to my good friend Siddharth here, and in his entire narrative, what I could see was there was more of concealment rather than he wanted to truthfully acknowledge something. What Siddharth has done mischievously, I must say so, is that he has concealed the fact that there is a connection of an NDA ally, a person namely Bedi Naam. There is a video wherein he is acknowledging how paperly, how he can do a paperly. And the fact remains, he is not told your viewers, it is not a suo motu investigation done by CBI. It is only after a petitioner, a student who has went to the Honorable Supreme Court, and pursuant to Supreme Court's order, there is a CBI investigation. Let me also, tell you in contrast, it takes them few hours to register suo motu cases against leaders of the opposition. And I would say that with responsibility, they, without evidence, arrest people. Recently, what Bombay High Court has said in Hemant Soren's case. Now, what stopped them in so far as this NEET is concerned to register a suo motu case without the intervention of the Supreme Court? And what stopped them from arresting this gentleman called Bedi Ram, who happens to be an NDA Ale? He will not tell your, viewers this. And that's precisely the reason you have opposition where the opposition is trying to highlight how the government is trying to brush this issue under the carpet. They are not, coming up with facts. They are not doing enough for the students. Now, I'll let me just, give you another perspective, for our viewers to think about it. Now, it's all right. You have taken, post facto, these arrests, etc. You've been arrested. Now, what was your measures in place to ensure that these kind of leakages, doesn't take place? What was the measures? And if there were measures, who has, failed in ensuring that, these measures were in place? Now, there is no clarity on it. You can't simply, play with the future of, entire generation who have, dreamt of, clearing the entrance of this medical examination. And they, from the age of 14, 15, they start preparing for these kind of exams and they wait. And in fact, I was, terribly pained to note, I was reading one of the interview given by one of the students who postponed his surgery because he wanted to give NEET exam. Do you have any kind of an answer to come here and say, no, we will not have debate like this. We will not have debate now. We will have debate later. Come on. It's the issue that affects the youth of this country. You can't simply brush away, these kind of issue. If you are really clean, the first agenda that you should have is because you are exposed. See, the government is exposed. Okay, Kapil. The first thing that they should be doing is to have an open debate on this.
Kapil, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Kapil, that there is a need for an open debate, and without an open debate in Parliament, there can be no permanent solution. Now, let me also tell you, Kapil, that the government, and you spoke about instances where students are, of course, they're extremely anxious, and I understand, because even I have given competitive exams at some stage of my life, right? So I completely understand with you. But let me also tell you, Kapil, the government has said today that the new dates will be announced by Monday or Tuesday, which means it's going to happen. It is going to happen, right? It's not like it's put off completely, but there are questions, and I too have questions. Siddharth Yadav, let's look at the facts, right? Instead of politicizing, because it's easy for you to say the opposition is hijacking it, is using students, and it's easy for Kapil Madan to say that you're responsible, you failed, etc. Though partly, both of you may have valid points at some stage. But look at what Stalin has said in his letter. Stalin has said, point number 1, issues such as question paper leaks, which has happened. He says clustering of toppers at specific centers and the award of marks, which is happening, which are mathematically impossible under the guise of grace marks, which has happened. Highlight the pitfalls of the current union government's centralization. Is he factually incorrect completely? He's got a point somewhere, right? You have to listen to him. He's written to the Prime Minister. You can't say that opposition chief ministers don't matter. Because he also has a point that the poorest of the poor will always be the ones who lose out in an examination like this. Siddharth.
No, first of all, I'll just quickly respond to my friend from Congress. He was saying that I've been trying to do something mischievously and I'm trying to conceal something. There is nothing mischievously that I've been trying to do. Had I wanted to do politics, I would have definitely addressed who was arrested, who booked room for whom, who's RJD ministers, leaders, PA. I have not gone into that. The arrests are happening because this is a students, this is a country's youth issues which is beyond partisan politics, and I expect the same from you. I did not name any political leader, I did not name any political party. Be the person who is responsible for this from any political party, either from the NDA, from the BJP, from the RJD, from the Congress, anywhere. It does not matter. The investigation has to be same for everybody and the action has to be taken. This is point number one. Point number two, you said at the best you should do a discussion. Who stopped you to do a discussion? What the youth of this country and your viewers should know is, when the discussion was proposed in the parliament, the speaker only said that the Business Advisory Committee had agreed to respond to the president's address. When the president's address remarks have to be given, the opposition has given ample time. Rahul Gandhi could have taken all the time he wanted and only spoken about NEET, because the president herself spoke about NEET. So you could have taken 1 hour and spoke about that. But the people who do not want discussions would never resort to such things. They only want bawal, they do not want sawal. Now point number 3, what you are asking about MK Stalin. Definitely opposition CMs matter, but I wish to remind all your viewers, this is not the first time that MK Stalin has raised the issue of not participating in NEET. This is not something which has happened after the NEET paper leak incident and the reports have come out. The Tamil Nadu government led by MK Stalin has been demanding this for different reasons altogether. Definitely the language of the letter has changed today, and now he will cite reasons of this particular case that has happened, but on what regional issues that he wished to address, what are the issues and who he wishes to promote is best known. Why was he raising the same issue 3 years back, 2 years back? There was no paper leak of NEET then. So when this is motivated by your different issues, but you try to play upon the student's future or some incident that has happened, which is most unfortunate.
No, one second. You're arguing. One second. No. Now 1 minute. He has not 1 minute. He's been raising it over the years because he feels that this is an issue that has been ongoing, and this is an issue that's been ongoing, right? It's not just now that there are questions raised over NEET. What are you saying, Siddharth? It's not the first time. And he's been raising this issue again and again. And his point is that it should be, he says it should be based on school education system's role in determining the criteria that should become the focus for professional course selection. He has said that over the years. And
no,
you can't say that. You can't say that, you know, that the central government is not responsible for this or not answerable for this, because it comes. I mean, you've been in power for 10 years, right? So you are answerable for the system, right? You are.
No, it's what you say. This is absolutely different. Nobody is saying we are not answerable. Nobody is saying this will not be responded to. But what I'm trying to explain you is, when he says that this should happen on the 12th marks, the results of the 12th standard for all the students, this is not an out of the world solution that he's bringing. This is how it used to happen before NEET happened. Now his contentions are absolutely different. The letter he wrote 2 years back, there was no mention of a NEET paper leak because there was no paper leak. But why was he demanding the same thing then? Because he says that we have a lot of aspirants for medical seats in Tamil Nadu. We are not getting the proportionate seats. It's a regional issue. We are paying more taxes. The reasons were altogether very different. And that is why what I wish to point out today is, even opposition should not find this an opportunity to play around with politics. We should come together. This is one thing when all sides should come together and come up with solutions. You can just, it's very easy to cite problems, but what about solutions? We are hell-bent to give a solution to this. We are hell-bent, we are determined that no such paper leak will happen in the future, and whatever accountability has to be set for the current case will be done so.
Yeah. And why is the opposition, let me ask you, Kapil, it's fine to demand, to make these demands, right? But why is the opposition not allowing a debate? If you are serious about students, right, why are you not allowing a debate?
Now,
you
this
came up with this theory of conspiracy by saying that Rahul Gandhi's mic. 1 minute. Yeah, it was the Congress party and the Indie bloc which came up with this conspiracy that Rahul Gandhi's mic was muted when it was not. Right? You create a conspiracy and then you create that conspiracy to ensure that there is chaos in Parliament, while you yourself have not allowed a debate. There was a time when opposition and governments would come to a decent agreement and allow debates.
Let me respond. I'll make very quick response. My response number one is to Siddharth, and I would like to thank Siddharth here because he himself has exposed his own BJP government, and he has done it very, very transparently. Wherein he says in the president address, president has spoken about NEET. Now, if the debate was happening on the president address, and if the president has herself spoken about NEET, then where is the issue? If someone is, talking and raising the issue of NEET, which president herself has taken, this entire bogey that, you cannot do it while, you can only debate on the president address. It's completely, bogus. He has exposed his own government. That's point number one. Point number two.
Nobody said that the issue was you were demanding an adjournment of the business. That was the issue. Nobody said you can't speak about it.
I get your anxiety. Siddharth, but please hold on. Please hold on. I never interrupted you. Please hold on. My point number two, Niranjan, is the fact is on camera it was seen that mics were off. The honorable speaker has not said that the mics didn't got off. What he said was he does not control mic. There is someone else. He was implying that there is someone else who's is control and in charge of mic. Can you on record say here on channel to your viewers that the mic were not switched off? Can you say this, yes or no? Because if you cannot say this, then
but the speaker doesn't control the mic, yaar. Come on, Kapil, yaar.
Niranjan,
Kapil, 1 second. Kapil, come on. Kapil, come on. The speaker doesn't have a console.
The speaker doesn't do that, but there are technicians
who
do this.
No. The speaker does not.
Niranjan,
can you imagine the chaos with the mics of all parliamentarians?
Was the mic muted? Yes or no?
One second.
Yes or no?
You're diverting from the issue of NEET. We want a debate on NEET, a discussion on NEET, right? Kapil, wait. I have a counter to Siddharth.
No.
I have a counter to Siddharth. Wait, I'm losing time. I have to ask him a very important question.
What you're saying.
No, listen. Kapil, because he said something, I have to counter him. He said something factually, I'll counter him. Kapil, you will also appreciate my question. You will appreciate my question. No, you will appreciate my question. 1 minute.
No, you please tell me.
Mic was muted, but the speaker doesn't do that, yaar. It's a very trivial issue. Again, you're wasting time on this conspiracy theory here.
It was never the case that the speaker has muted.
The mic was muted. The mic was muted, but the speaker doesn't control the mic.
Mic was muted.
Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to mute your mic now, yaar. Hold on. I'm going to mute your mic because I can control your mic. Hold on. Kapil, hold on. I don't want to do that. Hold on. Siddharth, can you hear me? Siddharth, 1 second. Hold on. Siddharth, can you hear me? The mic was muted, but the speaker doesn't control the mic. Okay, 1 minute. Siddharth, can you hear me? Mute your mic now, yaar. Hold on. I'm going to mute your mic because I can control your mic. Hold on. I'm trying to see if Siddharth can hear me. I think there's some. Okay, he's not getting my audio. Kapil, but I want to end by making one point. Because Siddharth just said at the beginning, just a few minutes back, he spoke about Stalin and his previous letters. But I'm just going through his letter from 2023. I have that with me. Where Siddharth has contradicted himself. Right? Stalin has said, and I quote, in 2023, okay, listen, there is a little bit of a delay and there's something wrong with your audio line. I'll just fix that. But Stalin had said in 2023, NEET-based selection process favors urban students and those who can afford costly coaching classes and hence is inherently against the poor and underprivileged. And he says the outcome of school education rather than a separate entrance exam, which is an unwanted additional stress on students. And he refers to suicides and he says these tragedies could have definitely been avoided if our bill for exemption from NEET has been given assent to. Right? Even in 2023, he spoke about the coaching centers. Our coaching center linked people being arrested for the NEET paper leak? Yes. Are students committing suicide even this year? Yes. We've had a 12th suicide reported yesterday. Right? And the reason why I'm saying this is consistently there are concerns being raised, and I think in the 11th year of this government being in place, it's about time that we find a permanent solution to NEET, and it's about time that the opposition also allows a debate in Parliament to find that permanent solution for over 1 million students who take this exam each and every year. Thank you for watching. Kapil, Madan and Siddharth, thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm taking a short break right now, and we're getting you details of the Jabalpur and the Rajkot canopy collapse. 3 terminals, 24 hours, many questions.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करें फ्री में पैसाबाजार.com पर। लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
ठीक से एक्टिंग नहीं।
पैसाबाजार.com।
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million.
You must be often left wondering through the week that many issues that register in your mind as important are lost as a blip in the daily grind. I'm going to help you. Pick up those issues, untangle them, dissect the politics behind them, and ultimately give you a broad sweep, a deep dive.
Did Narendra Modi go wrong? Is there a problem between Mohan Bhagwat and Narendra Modi? Does the Sangh believe the BJP has grown too big for its boots? Was the Sangh angry with JP Nadda's interview in the Indian Express where he said that we do not need the electoral help of the RSS? These are questions on everyone's conversation.
I do not know what Mohanji thought because Mohanji spoke after 4 days of my writing the article. It just shows that Swayamsevak have similar thinking. And he is a supreme leader. He thinks before he speaks, and every word of his is measured. As I said, the context was wrongly chosen. And secondly, he also talked about the fake news which affected RSS also. RSS was dragged into the election, which was not done. And since you talked about provocation, there is no provocation. It's just that organizer asked me to, write an article about lessons of 2024. And I sat down to write, and all the things that came to my mind, I put it down. And
you were writing on
organizer is good enough.
You were writing on your own.
Yeah, and organizer good enough that they said, I asked them whether they want to publish it. They said, there is no harm at all.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good evening, viewers. You're watching Across the Republic with me, Rakhta Mishra, and in this show we are going to get you all the latest stories that we are tracking with our ground reportage, extensive Republic reportage. First up are the headlines this hour. Delhi, Jabalpur and now Rajkot. canopies of airport collapses after few hours of rain. But who is responsible for this apathy? Family who lost their loved ones in the apathy over the monsoon mayhem narrates the ordeal, demands a probe. No relief to Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. He is remanded to 14 days of judicial custody. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar holds a key JDU meeting, demands special status for Bihar. Probe in the NEET scam gathers pace. CBI arrests a journalist in Jharkhand, conducts searches in Gujarat. Government says Congress opportunists want chaos. Sensational final report by Pune police keeps mentioning blood sample in the report. Statement of biomedical waste firm in question also not recorded. After Owaisi raises Jai Palestine slogan in the parliament, he now claims that Israel flag was put at his residence and ink was thrown as well. And Indian origin astronaut Sunita Williams is stuck in space. NASA finds measures to solve the issue. Prayers in India for her safety. Now viewers, after a portion of the roof collapsed at the Terminal 1 of Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi, now tragedy struck Rajkot Airport as well, where a canopy collapsed due to heavy rainfall. Not just that, a similar incident is being reported from Jabalpur as well. The question here arises, viewers, with some heavy rains, the monsoon has just started, it has not even picked up that kind of pace. Such incidences are being reported from across cities. And who takes responsibility for this? That is the big question. Take a look at this report.
Just a day after roof collapsed at the IGI airport in the national capital. And another similar incident took place in Jabalpur's Dumna airport. Tragedy has now struck at the Rajkot airport, where a canopy broke during maintenance work. Fortunately, nobody sustained any injuries in the incident.
मैं यहाँ अपनी सिस्टर को ड्रॉप करने आया था और ये इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट के हिसाब से और बहुत नया बना हुआ है ये। ऐसी चीज़ें इतनी जल्दी होनी नहीं चाहिए थी। दूसरा फैसिलिटीज़ भी अगर जो छोड़ने आ रहा है उसके लिए कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं है यहाँ पे। कैनोपी में आज यहाँ पे डैमेज हुआ है बारिश की वजह से, आपने भी देखा, कैसा लगा? नहीं, मैंने देखा तो नहीं है, पर ये ऐसे सब टूटा हुआ दिख रहा है, तो स्पेशली डिपार्चर के बिल्कुल पास में ही है, तो पैसेंजर्स को भी असुविधा हो रही है इससे।
Repair work is underway, but the back-to-back infrastructural incidents at India's top airports has put a light on the country's preparedness for the ongoing monsoon season.
बहुत तेज आवाज आई और सारा पूरी की पूरी ये जो छत है वो गाड़ियों के ऊपर गई। उस टाइम पे पैसेंजर उतर रहे थे फ्लाइटें पकड़ने के लिए।
उस वक्त कोई सी फ्लाइट आई थी?
फ्लाइट पकड़ने के लिए, जाने के लिए तैयार थी फ्लाइट।
आप इंडिगो के ट्रांसपोर्ट टीम के अंदर हैं, आप बिल्कुल सामने खड़े थे जिस वक्त ये घटना घटी?
बिल्कुल, मैं ऊपर ही था डिपार्चर पे। हाँ जी।
अच्छा, तो उस वक्त आपने क्या क्या देखा?
बहुत तेज आवाज के साथ ये छत गिरी एकदम से और इसमें 3-4 गाड़ियां दब चुकी हैं।
Politics is also ensuing on this. The opposition is blaming the BJP for it.
गलत बात है कि हर किसी विषय में राजनीति लाना, पॉलिटिकली स्टेटमेंट करना, जो कुछ नेताओं ने इसके बारे में कमेंट किए, ट्वीट किए कि ये मोदी जी के समय में इसका इनॉग्रेशन हुआ 2024 में और यही सब जो कंस्ट्रक्शन था वो जो कोलैप्स हो गया, तो मुझे लगता है कि लोग ये देखते हैं कि अब कहाँ राजनीति करे, कहाँ कौन सी घटना होने के बाद राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए।
Yesterday, the Union Civil Aviation Minister held a high-level review meeting with key officials. Key decisions were taken in the meeting. Airlines were advised not to hike the airfare and maintain fare stability. The ministry also has ordered the setup of a 24/7 war room that will ensure passengers get back their refund.
T1 was totally evacuated, closed for the time being, and all the flight movement has been shifted to T2 and T3. And our initial thought process was that we will take care of all the passengers who were distressed at the time. So whoever's flights got cancelled, they are being given a full refund, and also alternate travel if that is the choice that they provide.
Flights have been suspended at the IGI Terminal 1 following the incident which killed one person and injured 8 others. But the question remains, is India prepared for the monsoon?
And now we shift focus to Delhi, where Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is once again in judicial custody. Remember, his 3-day CBI remand ended today. There was a hearing in the Rouse Avenue court, and now he has been sent to 14 days of judicial custody. Another setback for Arvind Kejriwal. Here's a report.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will continue to remain in Tihar jail. He has been sent to 14 days of judicial custody. Despite serious allegations against him in the Delhi excise policy scam, Arvind Kejriwal remains defiant. The Aam Aadmi Party backs his innocence. The party staged a protest in the national capital against his arrest by the CBI. Security was increased outside the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters as protesters intensified their protest. Meanwhile, the BJP has hit out against Kejriwal.
जांच एजेंसी कानूनी प्रक्रिया के तहत काम कर रही है और जांच एजेंसी ने एक प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ के तहत अरविंद केजरीवाल को गिरफ्तार किया है। हाई कोर्ट ने 9 अप्रैल को स्पष्ट रूप से कहा है कि शराब घोटाले में अरविंद केजरीवाल की संलिप्तता है और उन्होंने किकबैक में पैसे लिए हैं। ये धरना प्रदर्शन करेंगे और भ्रष्टाचार के मुद्दों से ध्यान भटकाने के लिए इस तरह की हरकतें करते रहेंगे।
Kejriwal will be kept in judicial custody till July 12th and will be presented in the court at 2 p.m. on that day.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Hemant Soren, the former Jharkhand Chief Minister, he has been released on bail, and he was welcomed back, and it was celebration time for his family and party workers. Now he has, of course, once again targeted the centre and said that the government is misusing the agencies to quell the opposition. Let's take a listen in to what he had to say. Here's a report on that.
A day after Jharkhand High Court granted bail to Hemant Soren, the former Jharkhand Chief Minister and JMM leader was today welcomed by the party workers. Soren hit out at the BJP upon his release.
बहुत तरीके से अलग-अलग रास्ते से आएंगे, हम लोग को राजनीतिक रास्ते से भटकाने का प्रयास करेंगे, लेकिन हम लोगों ने संकल्प लिया है, हम लोग जरूर, हम लोग थोड़ा समय लगता है क्योंकि हम लोग के पास वो सोच नहीं है जो उनके जैसा सोच, ये मनुवादी सोच, ये सामर्थ्य सोच को आज जब्त करने का वक्त आ गया है। विधानसभा में हम लोगों ने इसका ताकत का एहसास कराया है और इधर विधानसभा में तो इन लोगों का जो सपना है, उस सपना ये लोग देख रहे हैं, उसको मुंगेरी लाल का हसीन सपना दूषित करता है।
The indie bloc is rallying behind him.
एक व्यक्ति के इशारे पे ये सारी संस्थाएं पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स के पीछे पड़ी हुई थी। दुनिया के उन्हीं मुल्कों में ऐसा होता है जहां तानाशाही प्रवृत्तियां होती हैं। धन्यवाद न्यायपालिका का, समझ में इनको आना चाहिए कि फर्जीवाड़ा करके आपने चुनाव से बाहर रख दिया ना हेमंत जी को, कब तक रखोगे? कभी ना कभी तो न्याय की जीत होगी। इसलिए इस तरह की हरकतों से बाज आइए सरकार बहादुर। ईडी, आईटी, सीबीआई को आपने जो बना दिया है ना, उनके चरित्र को फिर से वापस पुराने दौर में करिए।
Calling allegations against him false.
जिस तरह से लोकसभा में जो जनादेश आया है और राहुल गांधी नेता प्रतिपक्ष बने हैं, तो अब इतना आसान नहीं है मनमानी करना। सरकार बदलने के बाद विपक्ष के नेता पद पर राहुल गांधी आने के बाद ही, या विपक्ष की ताकत जो आपने देखी है वो देखने के बाद ही हेमंत सोरेन जी को बेल मिला है। केजरीवाल को मिलेगा। अब देखिए।
Soren was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on January 31st in connection with the land scam case.
Today in the national capital, JDU President and Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar held a national executive meeting, which was in fact a high-stakes national executive meeting, and several important issues were taken up. A key agenda was set up, and even the special status for Bihar was one of the highlights of that. Here's a report.
The JDU held its national executive meeting today, in which party chief Nitish Kumar demanded a special status for Bihar. The Bihar Chief Minister highlighted economic and development disparities of the state. He said that a special status for Bihar will accelerate Bihar's growth trajectory and address the state's unique challenges.
हम सबका विशेष राज्य का दर्जा या विशेष पैकेज की पुरानी मांग है, वो मांग हम लोगों का कायम है। हम लोगों के जो नेता हैं, ललन सिंह जी हैं, संजय झा जी जो यहाँ पर हैं राज्यसभा में और लोकसभा में जो पार्टी के नेता हैं, ये लोग आने वाले समय में प्रधानमंत्री जी से मिलेंगे और अपनी बात को रखेंगे मजबूती से।
In the same meeting, the JDU appointed Sanjay Jha as the party's national executive president.
बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी हमारे नेता और हम लोगों के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी ने दिया है। मैं उनके प्रति कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करता हूं और निश्चित रूप से नीतीश कुमार जी ने बिहार को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया 20 साल में, तो इनके काम को बात को लेकर के अन्य जगह भी जाना ये एक उद्देश्य रहेगा। लेकिन बड़ी जिम्मेवारी जो प्रस्ताव सब पास हुआ है उसको आप देख लीजिए। लेकिन अभी मेन यही है कि बिहार में जो चुनाव हुआ अभी उसने दिखा दिया कि 40 में 30 सीट हम लोग जीते। 177 असेंबली सीट पर आउट ऑफ 243 हम लोग चुनाव जीते हैं। वो तो अब 2025 में जो विधानसभा चुनाव होगा बिहार में, उसके लिए सिग्नल दे दिया बिहार ने।
In the meeting, Nitish Kumar also spoke at length about his loyalty to the NDA.
उन्होंने राष्ट्रीय कार्यकारिणी के सामने घोषणा की है, अब वो सदैव के लिए इसी गठबंधन का हिस्सा रहेंगे, दैट इज एनडीए। दाएं बाएं जाने का, आप चाहे कुछ भी लिखते रहो, दाएं बाएं जाने का हमारा प्रश्न ही पैदा नहीं होता। जो बिहार सरकार ने आरक्षण लागू किया था, जिस पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने हाई कोर्ट ने बैन लगाई है, उस पर हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाएंगे।
विशेष राज्य का दर्जा मांगते रहे,
उसके आगे भी मांगते रहेंगे।
पैकेज पर भी राज्यों में क्या
नरम हुआ है। आज हमने अपने प्रस्ताव में दोनों चीजें रखी।
Nitish Kumar also spoke on how in the next elections he will lead the NDA.
नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में 2025 का चुनाव लड़ा जाएगा। इसकी घोषणा न सिर्फ प्रधानमंत्री ने की है, बल्कि राज्यों के जो प्रदेश पार्टी अध्यक्ष हैं भाजपा के और सदन के जो नेता हैं दोनों, वो सार्वजनिक तौर पर ही घोषणा कर चुके हैं।
While Nitish Kumar pledges his allegiance to the NDA, will the centre approve the special status demand for Bihar?
And now, the latest that's happening on the NEET scam. Well, the investigation is underway. It's a multi-city investigation. Day after day, we are seeing the CBI making arrests in the paper leak allegations also. But remember, viewers, the opposition continues to politicize this matter, also raking up in the parliament, not for discussion, but only for disruption, it seems. And now, M.K. Stalin, who is the Tamil Nadu chief minister, he has now written a letter to the prime minister, to the centre, and asking the centre to exempt his state of NEET. He has written a similar letter to Rahul Gandhi, who is the leader of opposition, and also urged the Indie bloc partners to, in fact, pass a resolution and in their respective legislative assemblies on the same. Here's a report to know the latest.
Nationwide uproar on the streets. In Delhi, ruckus and disruption in parliament.
मैं पीड़ित हूं, मैं अचंभित हूं। भारतीय संसदीय परंपरा इतनी गिर जाएगी कि प्रतिपक्ष के नेता वेल में आएंगे, डिप्टी लीडर वेल में आएंगे।
In Tamil Nadu, the assembly has passed a resolution against the NEET exam. Not just that, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has written a letter to Prime Minister Modi and 8 chief ministers to skip the medical entrance exam NEET. The opposition is riding on the anger of the students.
ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जो अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भाग रहे हैं। ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जो युवाओं की आवाज़ नहीं सुन पा रहे हैं और युवाओं की जो तकलीफ है उसको सुनने को तैयार नहीं है। ये वो एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं जिनको जब नीट की पूरी कार्रवाई सामने आई थी, नीट के बच्चों ने आकर कहा था किस तरीके से 67 टॉपर्स बन जाते हैं, किस तरीके से ग्रेस मार्क्स अलॉट कर दिए जाते हैं। वो अपनी लड़ाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट में लड़ते हैं क्योंकि एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर के पास समय नहीं है अपनी राजनीति से। क्या ये बेहद शर्मनाक नहीं है कि आज देश के युवा संसद की तरफ देख रहे हैं कि हमारे सांसद इस बात को उठाएंगे कि हमारी क्या तकलीफें हैं। ये सिर्फ युवाओं की बात नहीं है, देश के फ्यूचर की बात है और वो अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भाग रहे हैं।
The government says that it is ready for a discussion.
उन्होंने कहा जब राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने अभिभाषण में खुद ही जिस प्रसंग पे कांग्रेस उठा रही है उस पे खुद राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने ओर से उल्लेख किया, हाँ देयर आर सम चैलेंजेस, वी हैव टू लुक इनटू दैट, वी हैव टू इरेडिकेट ऑल दिस प्रॉब्लम्स। ये आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण में अभी की इस नीट परीक्षा के बारे में उल्लेख किया।
CBI has intensified its probe in the case, with multiple accused getting arrested from Hazirabad, Latur and Patna. Banning the NEET exam will only benefit the private organizations. Why use students for political gains?
All right now we're sipping a very short break, viewers, but don't go anywhere. Lots more lined up on the other side of this very short commercial break.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
आज का दिन भारतीय संसद के इतिहास में इतना दागी हो गया है कि प्रतिपक्ष के नेता स्वयं वेल में आए हैं। ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ है। मैं पीड़ित हूं, मैं अचंभित हूं। भारतीय संसदीय परंपरा इतनी गिर जाएगी कि प्रतिपक्ष के नेता वेल में आएंगे।
You are telling me all this public conversation was wrong? You think there was no attempt at taking on or publicly criticizing the Prime Minister?
Let me complete. He talked about...
And was that not unfair to the Prime Minister?
No, tell me.
Was that not unfair to the Prime Minister?
Tell me, was opposition very responsible in what he said? So if you pick up what Mohanji said, fits equally well to opposition parties. It fits.
But he did not specify opposition?
He didn't specify anybody. He will not specify anybody. He said opposition also dragged us in. He clearly said that we also were dragged into election with fake news. He said that, right?
No, but he did not say the Congress did the fake news.
No,
he did not make a single. He did not make a single reference. He did not make a single reference to the Congress, which has accused the RSS of being a fascist.
It only proves my point.
Fascist Nazi type organization.
It only proves my point that he did not name Congress. Why do you want him to name BJP?
Why play with words?
You are naming BJP.
Why play with words?
Mohan Bhagwat.
Why play
you
with
are playing.
It
is not play with words.
Was this an attempt at a motherly? Was this an attempt at a motherly reprimand of the BJP by the RSS?
See, for that they have enough time to talk to each other in private. No, he want to speak.
Wouldn't this look like an ego war between the RSS and the BJP?
Why?
Relevance.
They are 10 years they are together. For 10 years they worked together. In Ram Mandir, he was sitting next to Modi ji for the inaugural, right? And he complimented Modi ji continuously all these years that for the work he has done. Why would you come in public to tell him
That's exactly my point, that 10 years you've worked together. Why immediately after the results come out, you start chiding the BJP openly?
Again you are saying this.
You're chiding the BJP openly?
Again saying.
All the elections the BJP won, the RSS never said well done. One election the BJP does a little less than expected. The RSS stands up and see, don't be arrogant. Don't choose the wrong people, don't have the wrong alliances, don't speak the wrong language. It's like a motherly reprimand.
No.
Motherly reprimand.
You yourself said he didn't name Congress. So why are you assuming he named BJP? It's for you to judge, no?
No, it was a conjunction. It was Mohan Bhagwat, Indresh Kumar and the gentleman sitting in front of me, Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda said something, and after that, Indresh Kumar, oh, by the way, Indresh Kumar.
He withdrew statement.
Indresh Kumar comes and says...
He withdrew statement in the...
No, but what did he say? Withdrawal.
He did not withdraw his statement.
Withdrawal is not the issue. Withdrawal is not the issue. No, it's not the issue. He said, Indresh Kumar said...
I am not responsible
Indresh Kumar... No, you are not responsible. But उन्होंने क्या कहा? जिस पार्टी ने भगवान राम की भक्ति की, लेकिन अहंकारी हो गए, फिर अहंकार, लेकिन अहंकारी हो गए, उसे 241 पे रोक दिया. किसने रोका? या तो भगवान ने रोका या आरएसएस ने रोका. हालांकि वो सबसे बड़ी पार्टी बनी और जिन लोगों का राम में कोई विश्वास नहीं था, उनके एक साथ मिलकर भी उनको 234 पर रोक दिया. Now the question is not that he later went on to backtrack this comment. Because let me explain to you what it says. He says, again the reference is to ahankar. Ahankar, viewers, means arrogance, means pride, means, sort of self-aggrandizement. Now, my question to Ratan Sharda ji is, and he's avoiding this question, is, I don't think all of this is accidental. Mr. Arrogance, ego, self-reflection. You were arrogant, you were egoistic, you must self-reflect, you must introspect. That's why you were stopped. A true sevak is never arrogant. A true sevak never uses bad language.
You
chose your alliances wrongly.
You repeating the same argument twice over will not change the comments. You want me to read my arguments again?
Why was this?
It's waste of time.
No, but why was this going on and
but
on
when
after
Indresh ji withdraws his statement or he makes a new statement, he should pick up that statement, no?
Why?
Why should
the second statement must have been made under pressure.
What is under pressure? He is himself.
There must have been a call from the BJP saying, please don't embarrass us in public.
He himself is a senior leader for years together.
Yeah, but the fact is
so why would he withdraw the statement? Because somebody said...
Maybe all of you felt that you went overboard in your initial reactions castigating the BJP.
No, not at all. I still believe I have as a well-wisher what I said about BJP is right. It is for you to draw the conclusion. I know that I have got phones from BJP workers and leaders who said what you said is right. We should relook.
Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
सर माइक तो दे दीजिए।
माइक मैं बंद नहीं करता हूं, पूर्व में भी आपको व्यवस्था दी थी, यहाँ कोई बटन नहीं होता। राष्ट्रपति अभिभाषण पर माननीय प्रतिपक्ष के नेता, मेरा विषय है कि आपको दो नहीं, आप जितना आपकी पार्टी का समय आप पूरा भी ले सकते हैं, मुझे कोई आपत्ति नहीं, आप डिटेल में बोलना, लेकिन एडजस्टमेंट मोशन पर और अन्य विषयों पर पहले ही व्यवस्था दे चुके हैं। इसलिए मैं सदन से आग्रह करूंगा कि आप प्रतिपक्ष के नेता हैं, आप संसदीय मर्यादाओं का पालन करेंगे, ऐसी मेरी अपेक्षा है आपसे। माइक मैं बंद नहीं करता हूं, पूर्व में भी आपको व्यवस्था दी थी, यहाँ कोई बटन नहीं होता।
सर माइक तो दे दीजिए।
Hello, welcome to Republic once again. You know, we've been wanting to do a series of interviews with people who often comment on the news. You see them on my programs as the people who illuminate the panel with their knowledge. And one such person who I truly admire, because he's not just a great Hindu scholar, he's very forthright. And he doesn't hesitate from putting out his political views. And on most occasions than not, I must confess, I like him because he agrees with my views and I agree with his. But we are not a mutual admiration society. I am very, very fond of and proud of Dushyant Sridhar, who has I'm grateful that you came to my studios today. He's come to our studios and he's come on a very auspicious day a few days after he's released this book, viewers, which I'm going to be reading. It's Ramayanam, Volume 1, by the one and only great Hindu scholar, Dushyant Sridhar. Namaskar. And Dushyant, namaskar. Thank you for coming. And I must say, that is wonderful surrogate advertising around your neck. What are you wearing, Dushyant?
Yeah, that's the front cover of my book.
That's the front cover of your book, which means you're really into the book.
Very much.
When I spoke to you, and you said that you wanted to spread the word about this book, it seemed you was totally into it, and you sent me a voice message which was very detailed. People write books as authors. It doesn't appear to me you're writing the book as an author only here. Am I correct?
Yes, I am an author in a way, but at the same time, Arnab, I am a devotee of Valmiki Maharishi, who has documented, chronicled, and presented Rama's biography as is. It isn't a myth. It is history for us. True Astikas in Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism in Bharatadesham believe that Ramayana is history. And what Valmiki has documented is history. And what I have tried presenting through Valmiki's eyes is also history.
So you have, let me ask you about your method first of writing the book, your source material, your inspirations, your illustrations, etc. So can you tell me the method and the way in which you divided the book? Because, and how have you divided the various stories that you enumerate? You have a total of 108 stories in the book.
Yeah. So Valmiki has taken the efforts to give us the biography of Rama, and he taught them to the sons of Rama called Lava and Kusha, and they presented to Rama, and that has been accepted or ratified by Rama. So that is Valmiki's original text of close to 24,000 verses in 7 cantos. We call it Kandams, Bala Kandam to Uttara Kandam. And Arnab, there have been a plethora of people who have written before. My namaskarams to all of them, like say Rajaji, Kamala Subramaniam, R.K. Narayan, and many modern retellings. But what happens is, to a generic reader, to a normal reader, if they read Ramayana, they may have a lot of questions. Where, when, why, how. So all these questions have been answered by a lot of commentators, 6 commentators in Sanskritam in the last 1,000 years. So those teachings have been interspersed and embroidered into my writing in such a way that it doesn't seem like a research book. It is like a normal novel book, a novel that is being read. So that has gone into the book. Inspirations have been drawn from the other Bharatiya versions like Kamban's Ramayanam, Ezhuthachan's Ramayanam in Malayalam, Tulsidasa's Ramayanam in Awadhi, Jagan Mohan's Ramayanam in Odia, Krittibasa's in Bengali. So many Ramayanams have also inspired this work. Besides, there is a small dash of accepted, legitimate creativity in this book, so that I stitch the loose ends. And illustrations have been done for every chapter by Keshav, the famed cartoonist for over 40 years. And then we have also taken illustrations of artifacts and sculptures which are related to the Ramayana the last 2,000 years from various dynasties.
When you said when, etc., when is this period? I mean, if you're saying that this is a historical fact, it's a biography, it's a historical treatise, in a way, the Ramayana. What is the answer to when? When was this happening?
One version of the Puranas speaks about 432,000 years of Kali Yuga. Twice is Dvaparam, thrice is Treta, 4 times is Krita. So 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 10 into 432,000 years, which is 43,20,000 years is one Chatur Yugam. And we believe we are in Kali Yugam, and 2 Yugams before, which is in Treta, this must have happened. But when we look at the date, looking at the astronomical details given in it, a research scholar whom I respect a lot, Jayashree, and I together sat down and we kind of landed at about 5,114 BCE, roughly 7,000 plus years before. That is also taking into corroborated evidence. So we have arrived at that time period. So 2,000 years before roughly before the Mahabharatam, and 7,000 years before from now. So 5,000 years is Mahabharatam before, and 7,000 is Ramayanam is what we spotted. But we also respect the numbers given in the Puranas. So it is true that it is history. The numbers may go +5, -5, this way, that way, but the geographical details, the astronomical details given by Valmiki is astounding and very helpful for us to even be a cartographer looking at the map.
So for young people seeking their roots, is this a good book to read?
Absolutely. 10 plus, I don't know, children mature very young these days, so I wouldn't even put the number 10, but 10 plus years, there's no upper limit.
But I use the word roots. I didn't say religion alone. So Is this reading this book essential for every Indian searching for their roots?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even our devout Christian or Muslim friends, 10, 20 generations before their ancestors must have had links with the Bharatiya civilization. They should also read the Ramayana to understand what are the do's and don'ts of a human being. It is not about religion at all. Yes, it belongs to the Hindu religion. There's no doubt that Ramayana is a very respected scripture. But at the same time, what's the harm? Because, you know, in 1980s and 90s, we have seen people across religions watching Ramayana and Mahabharata serials. So why should they not read this book as well? So everybody.
We've been through, I think, you know, in my own lifetime, I see that there was a period when through television, people's interest in Ramayana went up. And then it came down also. I mean, I thought that the early 2000s till the mid 2010s was a period when we sort of lost touch, when Hinduism was not seen to be, if I may use a very generic word, cool. Religion was not seen to be cool, moving away from religion, individualism, you know, focus on the individual, and everything with religion was seen to be archaic. Do you agree with that view? And do you see that change a wee bit now?
Yeah, so there should have been a small lull. I do agree with that. But as a speaker who gives discourses called pravachanams in both my mother tongue Tamil and in English, not just in India, across the other countries as well, day in and day out, I give 250 lectures a year, I see a live audience. I see that the age group between like 15, 20 to 50 years, there is a surge in that. So I see that that curve right in front.
Young Indian is interested?
Absolutely. See,
why is that?
That's one, I can attribute it to some extent to the Honorable Prime Minister of India, because in the last 10 years we have seen that there's no harm in celebrating your civilization. Just because you celebrate your civilization, it doesn't mean you're demeaning the other religion or civilization.
Why do you credit the Prime Minister for it?
Because, see, as a head of the country, it was deemed sometime in the past to not be a part of religious functions, anything to do with Ramayana or Mahabharata, but he sports those symbols on his forehead. He goes one temple after the other, not foregoing his duties. He does dispense or disseminate his duties and knowledge very well. At the same time, he does go to inaugurate corridors and temples that have lost sheen in the past. So that's one thing. And second thing, Arnab, it's also because of the internet and the social media, people feel 10 seconds I can see a beautiful temple. Why should I not visit the temple and know more? So there's no more. Jigyasa is always there in the people, and there is a search.
Because there are a lot of people on the media, and you're very active on digital media, who are working more against Hinduism rather than for it. Would you agree with that view? More people who sort of try and associate Hinduism with militancy, with violence, with archaic views, with castism particularly. Are there more people doing that job as compared to those who are on your side?
I wouldn't. Yeah, so looking at certain videos, I do feel that there is a bias, there is a prejudice. Either it comes from very little understanding of the religion, misinterpretation of verses, or probably they could be funded or paid. I don't know. Because when you look at the videos, it doesn't seem like a natural outpour. It feels as if there's something taught and said. But all that said, there is also a positive aspect, Arnab. As long as you keep having such narratives, people like us will keep working hard to break those narratives.
You're very provocative also. Why did you do the book launch in Chennai? Which is interesting because, by the way, do you know Udayanithi Stalin got bail today?
Yeah.
Are you happy about it?
See, more than being happy or not happy, or not, as a party person of DMK, I wouldn't expect anything different from him. But as a sworn-in minister, he should have been more careful. And I would rather put it this way: when you're a chief minister, you're a prime minister, rather you're a minister itself, you treat everyone equally. You
think he doesn't?
See, otherwise, why would you say eradicate, annihilate, cholera, encephalopathy? What is all this? These are in the words that you expect from a minister.
It comes out of deep hatred, antipathy.
But that shouldn't be the deep hatred, because the respected wife of the chief minister, Srimati Durga Stalin, does go temple after temple. So it's not that he doesn't see the culture in his house. He sees
what's happening in Tamil Nadu vis-a-vis Sanatan Dharma. You know, it is the state. I remember as a child when I went, when I was told by my father that and my mother that we'll go around the south, and the primary reason we went was to go deeper into our Hindu culture.
very true.
I remember I started with Guruvayappam, went right up through Tamil Nadu. So I remember a state with the maximum temples, and in fact I'm told the maximum number of villages with the Lord Ram in them, name Ram in them. But now we've seen so much, or is it only in the public discourse that we read, anti-Ram, anti-Sanatan propaganda? Was it a conscious decision, therefore, to release this book from Chennai?
Though I was largely born and raised in Bangalore, Chennai has been a karma bhumi for me. So I give a lot of discourses, dance productions, heritage tours, all based in Tamil Nadu. So that is like a very state, very close to my heart. That's one reason. And second reason, you did bring up this, that there are plenty of temples, true. The maximum number of domestic and international tourists to Bharat Desham comes to Tamil Nadu. And 85% of the tourists visit those temples constructed by the Pallavas, Cholas, Pandyas, Vijayanagaras, Nayakas. And 80% plus of the state population is Hindu. And it's a huge surge in the attending astikas coming to temples. So there's no doubt, the generic public of Tamil Nadu is very, very devout. And you were talking about the villages. Or no, the very popular chief minister of Tamil Nadu was called M.G. Ramachandran. His wife was Janaki. Jayalalitha was going temple after temple. She was extremely devout. I can tell you, I gave a show for Jaya TV in the year 2012, and my show was repeated. I got a call at 2 a.m. in the morning stating, "Ma'am wants to see the program again." On Narasimhavataram. So they played it again. So, and Karunanidhi, the name Karunanidhi signifies Rama's name. Karunanidhi Ilalo, because Rama is treated as a treasure trove of compassion. And the ideologue of Dravidian movement, Periyar, was called Ramaswamy. So Ramaswamy, Ramachandran, Janaki, Jayalalitha, Karunanidhi. Where is atheism here? So I feel even the politician names are related to Rama. Forget the village names. Forget the temples. So this is the temple. Bhagavatam says, Utpanna Dravide Saham. Bhakti was born in Tamil Nadu, says Bhagavata Mahapurana. And the Arvas have done a yeoman service. Ramanujacharya, Vedanta Deshika, what intellectuals we had in Sanatana Dharma. Yes, the obnoxious statements of a few political leaders may give an impression that the state is atheist. Absolutely not. There's complete bhakti.
What about the people? What about the people?
Again, based on the voting pattern, we cannot determine. They are all very, very devout. Maybe, this 8,500, khatakat, fatafat and all of that may induce a certain set of people. So things have to change. We have one nice person coming up called Annamalai. So, it does take time, but we do see a promise in certain set of politicians in Tamil Nadu. Though it may take time, a lot of people are hoping to see the change.
You think that will happen? You see, I think that what's happening here, Dushyant, is that people are associating the rise of interest in the Hindu religion with the BJP, with the rise of the BJP. And hence, does that pose a threat?
For example, Rajaji wrote the Ramayana many decades before me. I don't think he belonged to the BJP. So
but that was a different time. There was no BJP then.
Exactly. So because a lot of the leaders with the nationalist, with the religious mindset, with the civilizational ethos, lived in other parties as well. Now that is kind of converging in BJP. But I would say if parties believe that they too have respect for civilizational ethos, they should go to the Ram temple, they should read the Ramayana, burning the copy of Ramayana. All this doesn't serve anybody's purpose.
Yeah, so why do you think that following Sanatan traditions, therefore, just to go deeper into that question, is instantly equivocated with polarization in India? This does not happen elsewhere. But it happens uniquely in India. When the Prime Minister visits the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, for example, for meditation, he's communal. When he visits the Ram temple, he's communal. So, when the Prime Minister meets the Pope recently, you saw the kind of comments that came out of that. So, I feel somewhere there's a very concerted effort among a section of academia who are used probably by political parties, or maybe who use political parties in turn, and they want to permanently picture Hinduism in a certain light. They don't want Hinduism to be seen to be the source of a great civilization. They want to present Hinduism in a completely different way.
That's also because, Arnab, their understanding of the Hinduism itself as a civilization, as a religion, is absolutely minimal. It is in the minus. So their
very colonial, I think. In fact.
Yeah, very, very colonial.
For example, when someone like Christophe Jaffrelot talks about caste, then I studied anthropology. I keep saying that Louis Dumont, for him, the entire basis of understanding Indian society was caste. Of understanding Hinduism was caste and purity and pollution. Very structured academic thinking, which is aimed at demeaning a religion. My thesis is, and I'd really like your more informed take on this, and I've always wanted to ask a scholar like you of Hinduism. I studied social anthropology, Dushyant, and I found it, the colonial interpretation of social anthropology, very insulting to my religion, because I could not identify the deep thoughts. I mean, I'm no Hindu scholar, but the deep intellectual core of Hinduism, I could not relate that to what Hinduism was presented to me when I studied it in India and abroad, which is that purely based on caste and hierarchy and social stratification and injustice and purity and pollution.
Very true.
That is how it was presented to me.
Very true.
That is somewhere ingrained in the minds of Western academia. Now, it's Christophe Jaffrelots and all these Louis Dumonts on one side, and people like you on the other. How is this? How are we going to balance things out? How will we put the right picture out about Hinduism, not just in India and abroad? Slightly long question, and a greater responsibility on people like you, Dushyant, since you're young, you're English speaking, to also take this globally.
Yes or no? See, for example, when I'll just make this very brief with regards to caste. See, Rama is a Kshatriya. He kills a Brahmana called Ravana. So I don't think anywhere does the Varna of a Vaishya or a Shudra come into picture. It is a Brahmana who's being killed by a Kshatriya.
But that's occupation.
To a large extent, there is some extent to birth because he was a son of a Brahmana, but at the same time, we also deal with what I'm trying to say is they shouldn't picturize the book as a Brahminical hegemony because a Brahmana is being killed by a Kshatriya, written by Valmiki, who was earlier a dacoit and then because of Narada's grace became a writer. So there's, and Guha, a boatsman, a Nishadanam Neta, Kapikulapatihi, Kapishavari. That Guha is the most Atma Samassakha. Rama says there's no greater friend than you, Guha. And Shabari, she lives in the forest. Nishadanam Neta, Kapikulapatihi, Kapishavari. She was addressless. Rama goes to her hermitage and accepts her fruits. He goes, seeks friendship with Hanuman and Sugriva, who were of Vanara Jati. So Ramayana in a way signifies what the society was in those days. So vis-a-vis the projection what the West makes of it. That's also because either they would have had an agenda or they were deficient in the language in which the book was rendered, so they came up with misinterpretations or wrong translations.
100% agenda.
So that's how these scholars too follow that. So Ramayana is a beautiful picture of how the society was in those days, or not.
But do you think today there is a nexus of a lobby that supports Sanatan baiters, a nexus of NGOs, academics, who have sort of monopolized their authority over what is popular culture, what is popular discourse? And what happens is that since these are the people who hold academic positions, see Dushyant, when an academic writes a book as opposed to when a Dushyant Sridhar writes a book, an academic writes a book in an academic way. So that gets footnoted,